Hey everyone, I just finished getting my at-home practice space redone and I absolutely love it and am so excited to share it with all of you. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you how to set up your practice space at home. Of course, with the colors you like and the mat you like to use and all of that, but I thought it would be helpful to just share with you how I've set up my practice space so that you have an advantage in setting up yours. First of all, I'd just love to share with you that the color that I've chosen was actually a collaboration of the family deciding what color it should be. I had originally chosen a very, very pale blue because blue is a representation energetically of communication. And my son said, what about this one? And I agreed. This blue just totally lights up not only the room, but every single aspect of what I feel about life and this practice. And it's the color of cotton candy ice cream. And I have a sequence called Cotton Candy and a sequence called Ice Cream Sundae. So it's just perfect. And so I'll get to what this video is really about, but I just wanted to let you know that I really am feeling pretty fantastic in this space. And so a couple of things that you'll need for your practice, and please don't worry if you don't have all of these things. I will give you alternatives, so that substitutes that you can use. You do want to have a mat. Any mat will do. If you don't have a mat, then you just want to practice on a hard surface, preferably a hardwood floor if you have that. And you always want to practice barefoot. I've been asked that a lot of times over the years. Should I wear my socks? No. You want to feel grounded. You want to be as connected to the earth as you can possibly be. You want to be barefoot when you practice. And so you need your mat. You can have a towel handy. I don't typically have a towel unless I'm practicing in a heated environment, and then I like to have a towel, or if I know that I'm going to be doing something where I need to hold on to my foot really well, and I know I'm going to be pretty sweaty from practicing, I'll have a towel handy. Hand towel, face cloth, or some folks like a full-length towel. It's up to you. You want to have, in addition to your mat, you want to have a strap. And so this is a yoga strap, and it has these D-rings on it, and the reason it has the D-rings is so that you can adjust it to different lengths. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a regular belt. So you just grab yourself one of your belts, and if you have a D-ring belt, perfect. And so just lace it through, and then you can adjust the length of the strap. And I love this strap because it actually slides fairly easily when I tilt the D-rings up, but then when I bring it flat, it doesn't. It locks in place. And so it's like the ultimate yoga strap. And you want to have also blocks. I'm sitting on one block, and then this is a classic yoga block, and this one has an imprint of an elephant on it. Pretty neat. So these are cork. I prefer cork blocks because they stay clean, and also because they're not super, super hard or super soft. There's that perfect balance in between, so it gives you the support that you need when you use them, but it doesn't hurt. So I'm a big fan of the cork block. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. And so, you know, you can see sort of the width of the height of the block is like 4 inches typically. And so, you know, however many books that would take. Most books aren't quite that big, so you probably need a couple. In addition to that, you may want to have a meditation cushion for meditating, which I will teach as well. There are many videos already on my YouTube channel. You can go to Bethany Vaughn Yoga and Meditation. and you can look up in the playlists anything that you need. If you want to meditate, you want to be sitting on something comfortable. This is a meditation cushion, but you can also just sit onto a couple of blankets or towels. And yoga blankets are fantastic. A regular blanket will do. You don't want something too big. And you might have a bolster. A bolster is basically a cushion that's the equivalent of about 3 or 4 blankets high. And I have a bolster as well, but I'll show that in another video. But sitting on height will do. You can sit on a block, you can sit on several. Beach towels are fantastic for recreating a bolster. And this is the beauty of yoga. You don't have to have this stuff, but it is really helpful if you want to have a successful practice, because your props, that's what all of these things are called, help to support you in your practice so that you can align really well, so that you can reach, like using the strap, your foot in, let's say, a separate leg forward fold when you're on the floor, things like that. You want to have what you need so that you can align and make progress really quickly and comfortably. So all of that being said, I thought that it would be really nice to share with you a little mini sequence that is absolutely 100% appropriate and made for beginners. Those of you that are not beginners, first of all, this will feel fantastic. But if you want, a deeper stretch, you need a lot more action, I get it. You can just go to the playlist on the channel and you just pick. Everything's categorized by level. So you'll see Power 1, Power 2, Advanced Practice. You can just go pick whatever you want off of there. And we're going to start our mini practice now. I'm sitting in easy sitting position and it's cross-legged. There's, of course, with every single yoga pose, tons and tons of details that you can work on. But when you're first starting out, I really want to make it comfortable for you. And it's really important that you're comfortable, that you don't stress yourself out thinking that you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, maybe you don't get it. It's all right. So let's just ease our way into a little mini practice that feels fantastic for anyone. Alleviating stress, helping to wake you up, and feeling good for the rest of the day just by taking this time. It won't be long, so just sit down, easy sitting position, cross whichever leg feels comfortable for you in front, and we're going to take a few deep breaths together. When you rest your hands on your legs, you want to make sure that you're not reaching too far forward or pulling too far back. So kind of relax your shoulders a bit, and then turn the head from side to side. Take a breath in the nose, out the mouth. And you'll notice that your arms start to relax, that your hips start to release that grip. And we're going to gently pull the shoulder heads back and then put your hands right where they rest the most comfortably. Sit up tall, just lift a bit through the chest. Pull your low belly in. That's the part of your belly under your belly button. If you don't feel it yet, that's okay. Try to relax the inner thighs, and we'll take one more breath here. Start breathing through your nose only as you're able. And you want to keep that breathing in and out through the nose as you're able to. If you feel like you need another cleansing breath, take it. Uncross your legs, and we're going to come onto all fours. If you have your block, you just put it to the side, and you'll get used to moving your props around. We're going to take what is called an active child's pose. So we take our knees wide enough that they're just to the edges of the mat, and then ease your hips back and your arms forward, and place your forehead right down onto the mat. Relax your arms down and then let the hips go more deeply back. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. Those of you that have back injuries, or if you are pregnant, get your inner thighs touching with your low front ribs for support. Nice deep breaths. Gently raise your head and come up into a tabletop position. Bring your knees so that they line up underneath your hips. Line up your wrists underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Moving into some cat-cows to warm up your spine. So you're going to take an inhale with a neutral spine. So deep breath in. And now as you exhale, draw your tailbone under and start rounding your back towards the ceiling, letting the chin tuck towards the chest. On the inhale, lift from the chin and chest. Let the spine fall towards the mat, tail up last, cow pose, tucking the tail, rounding the back, coming into your cat. We'll do a few more rounds, inhaling and exhaling. You can move your hips a little forward. You can move your hips back. You may want to make some circular motions with your hips. Just waking up and warming up your spine. And we're going to finish up and come into that neutral spine. Reposition your hands so that they are shoulder distance apart. We're going to tuck the toes under. Take a deep, deep breath in your upper back. And on your exhale, lift your seat up and back into downward facing dog. Oh, so good. Nice deep breaths. Now this pose is not comfortable at first. And so if you're like, I'm not feeling the love for the down dog, let's make some adjustments for you. Bend your knees generously so that you feel your chest come towards your thighs and your seat lifting a little higher. And if you notice your elbows are bending out, you want to take your hands a little wider and turn your hands out to the sides just a bit, and you'll be able to straighten your arms better. We're going to walk our dog. So bending alternate knees, stretching through the hamstrings, and then we're going to hold our dog. You can hold your dog with your bent legs, or you can hold your dog fully extended. Ideally, what we want is our heels hiding behind our toes, kneecaps lifted in the thighs, arms straight, low belly in, and ultimately in down dog, your heels and your head will come to the earth. And now from here, we're going to come into a high push-up plank. So you just rock forward, holding your high push-up. You may need to put your knees down onto the ground. Perfect. Whatever you need so that you can hold the pose without sinking your spine or without lifting too high. You want to find that positioning. And we're just going to hold for about 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to lower down onto the floor to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scooch it back just a bit. And we're going to set up for Cobra. So bring your hands on either side of your chest, thumbs right next to the chest. You want your fingers in line with your armpits. You can just look. You can keep your feet 12 inches apart. If you're more advanced, you can bring your feet together. But especially if you have a back issue, I want you to separate your feet hip distance apart. From here, relax the head down, and we're going to connect with the legs so that we're able to lift the upper body. This is a back bend. So exhale and pull your belly in away from the floor. Press your feet down and squeeze your thighs. On the inhale, begin to lift the chest from the floor. And you can use a little bit of arm strength, but if you feel it in your low back, bend those elbows. And we're going to hold right here, squeezing the thighs, squeeze the seat a bit, pull in the belly, lift the chest, shoulder heads back, look up, go up, exhale. Lower all the way down. Turn your head to look to one side of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch and your heels to flop open. And take a deep breath. And then we're going to look to the other side just to balance out our neck. Nice deep breath. Gently come up, and we're going to rest. This is called reclined bound angle. You bring your feet together, your knees apart, and you're going to notice that I loop my tailbone under. So I'm going to loop the tail under, and that gets my sacrum to come to the ground. That's that shield-shaped bone at the base of your spine. And then I always like to look and make sure that I'm centered. So I just gently lift my head and line up your chin with your breastbone, with your belly button, and lie back down. Let your arms extend down by your sides with your palms facing up. Close your eyes and rest. You can stay here as long as you need to. When you do choose to come up, you want to use your hands to the outsides of your thighs to help close the thighs together. And then you roll to the side, using your hands to press you up. I hope you have a fantastic day. Namaste.